My name is Annie. I'm just about to turn 30 and I work from home. As I was getting older, my parents pressured me to get married and kept asking whether I have someone in mind. Around that time, I met someone at a party. We moved in together, and now that we've been together 2 years, we're even planning our marriage. Now that we're getting ready for our wedding, I'm making adjustments with my job. I've always really wanted to go on a honeymoon and want to go on one no matter what. But that means I need to take at least 10 days off work. In order to do that, I need to get enough work done to take time off, on top of preparing for the wedding and planning the honeymoon. Every day, I'm really busy. Around this time, a childhood friend of my fiancé, Vance, got in touch with me. It seems they had recently met at a school reunion. When she first texted me, I didn't realize she would change my life completely.
Is this Vance's fiancée, Annie? You've probably heard about me from Vance. I'm his childhood friend, Claire. We met recently at a school reunion and he mentioned to me that he's getting married. He gave me your phone number.
Nice to meet you. Yes, that's me. Sorry, but I haven't heard anything about you from Vance.
Oh, is Vance trying to hide me from you?
What do you mean?
You haven't heard. I was Vance's first love.
His first love?
Vance and I are the same age and our families' homes are near each other, so we grew up together. We haven't seen each other since Vance moved away for university. Do you know Vance's type? Or the girls he's dated?
No, we haven't talked about that much.
All of his girlfriends have long hair and beauty marks near their eyes. They're also always petite and shorter than he is. That's his type.
Ah, really?
He's always been like that. His first girlfriend, the girl he liked in university, they were all like that. Do you know why?
No.
That's because that's what I look like.
What you look like?
I was his first love and the first person to ever dump him. So since then, all the girls he likes look like me.
Really?
He showed us a photo of you at the reunion. You're also small, though your hair is a bit shorter than mine. He probably imagines me when looking at you.
Sorry, but what exactly are you trying to say? You asked Vance for my phone number because you wanted to tell me something, right?
I thought I'd give you advice as someone who's been friends with Vance for a long time. We've been together since we were born, so I know him way better than you. How many years ago did you two meet?
Soon it'll be 2 years.
You were friends of friends, right?
Yeah, we met while drinking with mutual friends.
Then I've definitely known him longer than you. I know Vance super well, so you can ask me anything. I'll give you all sorts of advice.
Thank you. If I have any questions, I'll turn to you. I have to get back to work now.
There's nothing concerning you now?
Huh? Now?
Since we're already texting each other, Vance likes brand name goods, right? He's loved cars and fancy things since we were young. He used to collect toy cars. You probably aren't worried about your expenses?
Neither of us have a car. As for brand name goods, he just has one expensive watch. We don't live a very lavish life.
Maybe Vance is holding himself back for your sake.
Holding himself back?
At our reunion, he came wearing an expensive brand name suit. He drove a sports car when we went out together too. He probably hides his real self around you.
He doesn't have a car, though.
Oh, but it didn't seem like a rental. Maybe he's hiding it from you.
And what do you mean when you two went out?
We've gone on dates with the car many times since our class reunion. You haven't heard? Ah, are you the type to get nervous about your partner having an affair? Don't worry, we're just childhood friends. It's nothing that deep. We just went on quick trips with his sports car. My birthday is coming up, so he bought me a brand name purse too. Vance is like that. He's always been the type to have a lot of female friends, and he always takes care of us. He remembers our birthdays and gets us presents every year.
Really? I'm surprised. I didn't know about any of this.
Vance probably isn't being himself around you. Will you be okay getting married if things are like this? I'm cheering you on, though.
Thank you.
I work for an advertising agency, and I'm currently in charge of a project for a company nearby where you two live. I pass through that area often. Let's go out to dinner as a trio sometime. I'll tell you all about Vance. Yeah, I might sleep over at your place sometime. As girls connected to Vance, let's be friends.
Yeah.
I'm just his childhood friend, so you really don't have to worry. We're such close friends that, in the past, we've even slept in the same bed together. Since you're his fiancé, I want to be just as close with you. I'll text you when I'm around.
The Vance that Claire described was a completely different person than the Vance I knew. Claire didn't stop texting me, and she continuously showed off how much she knows about Vance and how close the two of them are. Claire said that her and Vance were just childhood friends, but the way she talked as if I knew nothing about him honestly didn't feel good. Around that time, Vance's boss assigned him to a work project in a different state, so our wedding was postponed. Vance left, saying the project would take around 3 months. We stopped planning our wedding and honeymoon, and eventually Claire stopped messaging me. 10 months later.
Annie, it's been a while. It's Claire. Do you remember me?
Hi, Claire. You're Vance's old friend, right? I remember you.
I'm messaging you because I have an announcement to make.
An announcement?
I'm getting married. I thought I'd invite you to the wedding.
Why me? You and I haven't even met before.
Well, you're the fiancé of an important childhood friend. You and I are also basically friends, so I want you to be there. We're starting to plan the wedding now, so we don't have a date picked yet. We just decided to get married, and I thought I'd tell you first.
Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm sorry. I'm a bit busy these days. I don't think I'll be able to attend.
Please come. You want to see Vance, right? You want to see him wearing a tuxedo, right?
Huh? What do you mean?
10 months ago, Vance was sent away on a project for work, right?
Yeah, that was supposed to last 3 months.
That was a lie.
A lie?
That was just an excuse so that he could move in with me. He never went to another state. I told you I work in advertising and that my current project is for a company near where you live, right?
Yeah, you did.
That was supposed to be a 3-month-long project. The project ended up becoming pretty big, and it keeps getting extended.
So the project he was assigned to...
A business trip being 3 months, then 6 months, then 10 months. That doesn't really happen, right? Ah, right. You work from home, so you don't know what a normal company is like. You don't have much real-life knowledge. That's probably why Vance left you and switched to me.
Switched to you?
Vance chose me. He doesn't want to be with a naive girl like you. He realized that a career woman like me suits him better. Vance works for an elite trade firm. A high-level man wants a high-level woman, right?
Ugh.
It's your fault for believing his lies and letting him lead you on this whole time.
So, you're saying he lied about his business trip and is living with you? Since you began dating, you've even spoke about marriage?
We're childhood friends who know everything about each other, so the topic of marriage came up quickly. I'm his first love, and he's been into me this whole time. So please attend Vance and I's wedding. I plan on inviting all of Vance's ex-girlfriends.
You'd know all his ex-girlfriends?
Of course! I've spoken to all of them. I treated them all really kindly since I'm Vance's friend. But they all broke up with Vance shortly after. Once we plan the wedding, I'll text you an invite. Please look forward to it.
Ugh.
I'll show you the perfect wedding with the man you couldn't marry. The man you let slip away was pretty amazing, so you probably regret it now.
She really did text me a wedding invite 1 month later. Claire has probably always thought that Vance belongs to her. That's why she contacts all his girlfriends and shows off how close the two of them are. All those girls probably broke up with him because they got fed up of that. Of course, I didn't want to go to their wedding. After I told Claire I wouldn't be attending the wedding, I received a barrage of missed calls and angry voicemails from her. Honestly, I didn't want to talk to her on the phone. 1 month later. I'm sorry, but I'll be texting you since I really don't feel like talking on the phone. I won't be attending your wedding.
Why? Don't you want to see Vance wearing a tuxedo? Or is it so hard for you to bear that you can't come?
No, it's not hard to bear at all. If anything, I feel a bit bad for you.
What? You feel bad for me? Are you kidding me? You and Vance are engaged, right? I took him from you, so aren't you upset?
I'm married.
Huh? Married?
We registered our marriage yesterday, and the wedding will be next week.
Wait, what do you mean? How did you register your marriage? Vance is getting married to me.
I never said I married Vance.
What do you mean?
Well, a business trip that keeps getting extended more and more. Of course, I couldn't believe that.
You didn't believe him?
We broke off our engagement shortly after he left. He didn't tell you? Even though you're his childhood friend who knows everything about him?
You broke off your engagement?
Honestly, we've been having problems since you first contacted me. When he suddenly told me he had a business trip, I looked into things.
Looked into things?
Well, what made me first question my trust in him was something you said.
Huh?
That he likes brand name goods, drives a sports car. We lived together, but I didn't know anything about that. As far as I knew, he didn't even have friends that could lend him a sports car. I thought that was weird, so I investigated.
That's because you didn't have the same tastes, right?
Seems so. He planned to hide all that until we got married. He had taken out loans to buy that car and all those luxury goods.
Loans?
I didn't know. He had rented out a spot in a parking garage and a storage unit. He hid his car and brand name items there.
Wait, what do you mean loans?
In order to buy the things he wanted, he took out loans from multiple crediting companies. He plans to make the person he marries pay back half of the loans, if not more.
No way!
I thought you knew, since you said you know all his ex-girlfriends. There's one thing that all his girlfriends have in common.
Have in common?
Apart from the fact they're petite and have long hair, they also all have high salaries.
Salaries? But you don't.
My annual salary is over $100,000.
What? Even though you stay at home all day?
I design and draw logos and illustrations for companies. Your advertising agency often hires me.
No way!
I'm lucky enough to have many fans of my work. I collab with brands and even create merchandise with my own art. I live well. Vance aimed to date and marry a woman who has money so that she could pay off his loans. Since you got in touch with every one of his girlfriends and would tell them all sorts of things about him, they all got suspicious and found out the truth eventually. Just like I did.
So, Vance really has that much debt? Even though he works for an elite trading company?
Vance is unemployed.
Unemployed?
He wants to be a house husband, though he's terrible at housework. He just relies on appliances to do the work for him.
What? I didn't know any of this. Wait, didn't you say you got married? You married another man as soon as you broke up with Vance?
Yeah.
So you backstabbed Vance? You've been dating another man in secret while you were together with Vance? He can sue you for compensation for cheating on him.
Didn't you say that if it's with a childhood friend, you already know everything about each other so it's quick and easy to get married?
Huh?
After breaking up with Vance, I went to a school reunion and met an old friend. That friend has been in England since we were young. We met for the first time in ages, but shortly after we began dating. We were both each other's first loves.
You've got to be kidding me.
I think you and Vance are the ones who will be paying me compensation.
Why?
Well, when he and I were engaged, you went on dates and trips together, right? You showed off how you were having an affair.
I was just hanging out with an old friend.
Please save those excuses for my lawyer. You had an affair with Vance before we formally broke off our engagement. I have proof.
Proof?
I told you I investigated, right? Main reason I broke off my engagement with him is your affair. In terms of the loans, I have enough money saved up to pay that off if I wanted. But what I couldn't forgive was the way you two backstabbed me and showed off.
Wait, talk to your lawyer. You're kidding, right?
I'm not.
If people find out at work...
Don't worry, I'll make sure this stays between us.
Phew.
But the next time I'm hired by your company, I'll tell them I refuse any projects you're in charge of.
But then they'll find out!
How much they dig into the matter is up to your company. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Sorry, but it's time for me to leave for my honeymoon. Excuse me?
No way! Wait!
I hope you and Vance are happy together.
This can't be true. Please, I didn't know anything. I had no idea that he was unemployed and was in debt. I'll break up with him. So please, just don't tell my job about this. I'm finally about to get promoted. Annie? Please, don't ignore me. Please.
Later. In the end, Claire escaped from Vance. Rumors spread about Vance hiding the fact he's unemployed and in debt. Now he's struggling to pay everything off himself. Claire's colleagues found out that she had an affair with a married man, and her bosses stopped considering her for a promotion. People from Claire and Vance's hometown found out what they'd done and began distancing themselves from the two of them. My husband and I went on the honeymoon I'd always dreamed of, and we're very, very happy.